My name is Dr. Richard Hillsden. I am today cutting for clarity, and I wanted to talk to you about a study that I thought was interesting and deserved additional attention on social media. The study had been described by the mainstream media as a study that discovers the internal bathroom scale that could regulate weight, how to lose weight, pay attention to your body's internal bathroom scale, or scientists discovered an entirely new biological system that regulates weight. The actual study in question was published online on December 26, 2017. The name of the study is Body Weight Homeostat that regulates fat mass independently of leptin in rats and mice, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States. So let's delve into this paper a little bit further. One of the interesting things that these scientists did is they took two groups of animals, rats and mice, and basically used surgical technique to put weight in either the abdomen or the subcutaneous fat on the back of these rats and mice. There was a control group, and the rats and mice that had the increased body weight, it was about 15%, lost about the equivalent amount of body weight that was added to them as a load, which is incredibly interesting. So these mice and these rats dropped their body weight so that after a period of loading, they weighed the same as they did if they hadn't been loaded, which is very interesting. So what is being observed here is there's some kind of signal that's coming from the actual skeletal system of these animals that lowers their body weight in response to this load. This has important implications for human beings, as if we apply load to our skeleton, that might have an impact on our overall weight. It has implications in a number of ways. One, people who spend a lot of time sitting, lying down in a sedentary lifestyle are not going to load their skeleton as much, and that system of feedback, which we observed in this experiment, would not be activated. In addition, it's worth mentioning that those who add a load could potentially reduce their body weight. So this is a suggestion that not only does sitting and avoiding weight cause possible increases in body weight, but adding a load could in fact decrease your body weight, as was what was observed in this experiment. Now, this is a rat and mice study, and of course the direct applications to human beings cannot be made. And in fact, the study failed to demonstrate a specific signal, although interestingly they did two additional experiments. One, they used mice that were genetically mutated to be insensitive to leptin, which is a known regulator, a known homeostat for weight, and those mice also dropped their weight as expected with the increased load. They looked at the reverse. They looked at mice that did not have certain cells in their bone. These cells are known as osteoclasts. Those were knocked out genetically, and those animals did not lose the weight when the load was added. So that shows two things. One, that the effect is independent of leptin, which is a hormone we know has an impact on weight homeostasis. And we also see that when we knock out the active cells in the bone, the effect is muted or does not exist, suggesting that this is actually a signal generated from the bone itself. So if you're listening to this channel and interested in how this might apply to you, recognize that this is an animal experiment, but I would suggest that the common attitude of getting up, moving around, lifting weights are things that you can do to lose weight or improve your body weight that's independent of other factors. And I would encourage you, based on this small animal study to apply that in your own life. Lift weights, stand, and expect some meaningful impacts on your weight in the long term with that lifestyle change. This is Dr. Richard Hillsden, cutting for clarity on a popularly published study which I thought was interesting and worth your attention.